least 25 people have been killed in a 7-hour assault and a car bomb at a government building in Kabul. A suicide bomber blew up a car packed with explosives outside Afghanistan's Ministry of Public Works, and a gunfire broke out. 4 attackers and 2 police officers have been killed after the standoff. The attack comes at a time when the US military has been ordered to begin planning to withdraw about half the troops in Afghanistan. The death toll from the volcano-triggered tsunami hit Indonesia's Sunda Strait has risen to 373. Thousands of people have been injured and about 12,000 residents had to move to higher ground with a high tide warning. Rescuers are using heavy machinery and bare hands to dig bodies out of mud and wreckage along a 100-kilometer stretch of Java's west coast. According to the meteorology agency, about 64 hectares of volcanic island had collapsed into the sea. Hours after Pakistan's top court held former PM Nawaz Sharif guilty of corruption and awarded him a 7-year sentence, supporters of embattled leader took to streets in massive numbers. Waving the party flag up in the air, Sharif supporters clashed with the police in the capital of Islamabad. Security forces were seen struggling to contain the agitated crowd. Sharif's aide and former Prime Minister Shahid Khan Abbasi called the court decision another black and controversial one in Pakistan's judicial history. US President Donald Trump will be visiting Turkey soon to discuss the details of the pullout with their counterparts. The spokesperson of President Erdogan has confirmed that the president has accepted Erdogan's invitation to visit the country in 2019, but the date has not been set. Spokesman Ibrahim Kalin has also said that Erdogan and Trump had agreed to establish military and diplomatic coordination to prevent a power vacuum from developing as the United States withdraws. Meanwhile, Turkey has vowed that the fight against Islamic State would not be slowed by the US withdrawal from Syria. Turkey President Erdogan, his spokesman, has dismissed the concern of ISIS regaining their territory after US troops withdrawal. Ibrahim Kalin also assured that the fight against the ISIS terrorists will not slow down. Russia has backed Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, while Turkey has backed rebels fighting against him. The two countries reached an agreement in September to create a demilitarized zone in the Idlib region, which is the last major rebel stronghold. The Mexican government has pledged to end the horror faced by migrants crossing the country border, and Mexico has asked Washington for more details of its plans of sending asylum seekers to Mexico. Most migrants traveling to the United States are from poor and violent countries in Central America. Caravans have faced tensions due to border security issues between Mexico and US. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government has agreed to hold early elections on April 9th next year after the ruling coalition failed to pass the military conscription bill. Netanyahu's coalition has unanimously agreed to disband the government and hold a new election. A series of corruption probes against Netanyahu has raised speculation if he would opt to seek a public show of confidence at the ballot box. But Netanyahu has denied any wrongdoings in the cases and has given no indication of him stepping down. India's Supreme Court announced that the Ayodhya dispute will be taken up for hearing on 4th of January. The top court had rejected an urgent hearing in October after the Uttar Pradesh government argued that it was a 100-year-old dispute that should be taken up on priority. The bench of Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi and Justice S.K. Kaul is likely to constitute a 3-judge bench for hearing all the petitions in the case. Jaipur Jewellery Show in India has exhibited an exquisite collection of ornaments and enthralled hundreds of visitors. A total of 825 stalls for different types of jewellery items were installed, out of which there were nearly 500 designer jewellery booths to showcase their talent. Gems and jewellery sector is one of the fastest growing industries in India, with an annual growth rate of 10 to 15%. People across India were seen spreading the festive cheer, visiting churches, lighting candles and satisfying their sweet tooth ahead of midnight mass on Christmas Eve. Christmas is widely celebrated in metros and other big cities with much pomp, gaiety and devotion, and also by preparing special dishes for the day. Hundreds of Catholic followers attended the Christmas Eve Mass in Beijing amid security and other restrictions. According to reports from the Chinese media, the Urban Management Bureau of Langfangad issued a notice to ban shops putting up posters and banners for Christmas sales and Christmas decorations on the street. The move came amid a deepening crackdown on China's underground churches, also banning peddlers selling related items such as Santa costumes and Christmas trees. Oaxacan city of Mexico went back to their roots in the annual Christmas celebration of the Night of the Radishes. Every year, gardeners and artists come together to exhibit various sizes and strains of radishes, intricately carved into designs reflecting themes from religion to politics. While many of the exhibits reflect the Oaxacan culture and religious themes, this year some turned to world news, with one display honouring physicist Stephen Hawking. Locals in the Basque village in northern Spain sang Christmas carols called Maria and Jesus songs, stopping at different locations of the city during the wee hours. The songs are performed throughout the Basque country every day for 9 days before Christmas, with the final performance taking place on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve public auction has kicked off in London, with auctioneers running up and down makeshift catwalks. Fresh meat has been selling like hotcakes at Smithfield markets, with shopkeepers handing over turkeys, beef and pork in return for £20 notes. The auction began around 150 years ago as a way for traders to get rid of their leftover produce at the end of the year. More recently, it has morphed into a popular annual event. Shoppers in Paris were out picking up French delicacies for a festive Christmas meal, as well as some last-minute presents. People queued at seafood shops to choose from an array of shellfish. Their traditional seafood platters, usually composed of oysters, prawns, crab and even lobster. Shoppers braved the city's shopping streets and several department stores at the last-minute rush to buy presents. Elephants dressed in a Santa Claus costume presented toys and gifts to school children during Christmas celebrations in Ayutthaya in Thailand. The elephants dressed in festive attire distributed presents to more than 2,000 children.